What up, guys? Well, it's me and Meg and Nathan in the back. And we're about to go swimming today. Figure we get some swimming in. It's good weather. And
Are you recording a bunch of videos?
No, I'm recording, yep. So hold on. So we're sitting here. I wanted to further elaborate on yesterday's video because there was a little bit of confusion with the whole two-player talk. There was a lot of people saying, like, oh yeah, get together for like Mario Kart. I guess the biggest things I was talking about were like not new games. I guess I was talking about like retro games. And I'm talking to the retro game community. If you get together and play stuff like Mario Party and stuff, that's cool and stuff too. But a lot of times stuff that nowadays is online, which I feel like is not nearly as fun. But what I was talking about was like sometimes when you play stuff like Contra, Super C, Life Force, I brought up Jackal, Heavy Barrel, just Double Dragon 2, Double Dragon 3, Battletoads. It's a different challenge. It's almost a completely different game when you're playing two-player because there's so many things you got to compensate for. Sometimes playing two-player makes things easier. Sometimes two-player makes things way harder, because you can hit each other and you can do damage and stuff. And maybe like for instance on Battletoads, you can hit each other and you got to be completely in sync with each other because the bottom of the level can kill them and stuff like that. You both have to beat the Turbo Tunnel. You both have to beat Schluter and Scooter. And then you have stuff like Double Dragon where maybe it's a little bit easier because it has the same amount of enemies, but you got more people. So that makes it easier. But then you got stuff like Contra and Super C where, well, when you're playing two-player, it's almost kind of harder because you have to go to the front of the screen so much. If you play two-player, you'll know. And then on shooters like Life Force and stuff, it's kind of, you don't know if it's easier or harder because you have to kind of like split up those power-ups so you don't get powered up as quickly, but you do have another ship with you. So it's like, is that easier or harder? A little bit harder to probably stay alive, but you do really have double the firepower once you get there. So, and then there's games when you start going 16-bit and stuff like that, where when you play two-player, they actually add more enemies and stuff like that. So what my whole point is when you play two-player or whatever, it's a different game. You know what I mean? It's a different game. It's such a different journey. You can go back to some of those favorite games that you used to play, and you can replay them again because it's a different experience. And that's what's fun about it. That's what's great about it. And, preferably, I would say try to get with people that you're not playing with casuals. You're not playing with your buddy that you knew from high school that doesn't play retro anymore. No, you get a hold of the people like that are online here that we're all beating these games and doing this stuff, and you get with other people that know what you're doing, and then you strategize and you get through these games, and that is what's fun. That's what's fun. And also getting with people that like truly appreciate it for what it's worth. Like if you play with your buddy that you went to high school with that sits there and plays all the new games like Madden and and NFL and NBA or NBA 2K and Call of Duty and Fortnite, and they're all playing that, well then they're not going to appreciate playing Contra. They're probably not going to give a crap about playing some Contra. So that's what I'm talking about, is getting with people that you can have fun playing with that actually know what they're doing. So hopefully if everybody chimes out about like where they're from and things like that, you might find out that somebody is like 45 minutes away from you or something like that, and that's not that far. And that's kind of what happened with me and Captain Algebra. I found out I only lived about 45 minutes away from the guy, so now we can get together and we can play retro, and it's a lot of fun. And then you have insane stuff where people come from out of town and they come to your house, and it's a lot of fun, like when Gaming Off the Grid came to my house and I go to their house. It's not that far away. So that's the stuff that's really fun. That's the stuff that's really, really fun. So that's more of what I was talking about when I said to get with people and play games, and I know yesterday I was like super hyper. Obviously I was happy to get off of work. I had a great day. Ended up winning a bet yesterday on my FanDuel too, by the way. So it was an overall great day. And now I'm at the weekend, and now I have a week off of work. So our first day, we're going to the freaking water park, man. So, speaking of which, yikes, I gotta think of something here. But anyway, yeah. So hopefully that explains it better to you guys, and helps you understand it. Sorry, I got to check for something. Yikes. But anyway, yeah, hopefully that explains everything to you guys, because I know there seemed to be a lot of confusion. And then the stuff I brought up about playing on the beach, no, I am 100% serious. I got a lot of good ideas. You know, I have my wife will be bringing the Nintendo Switch for sure, because she plays Animal Crossing. And so what I'm going to do is I'll be playing the Contra collection on my Switch, and I'll get through Contra and we'll record it. And we'll be playing a Contra No Death Run on Miami Beach. That's what's going to happen. And then you might get Super C in there too. You never know. You never know. So we'll see what we can do about it. But yeah, and all that stuff I was saying about her being angry or something. Listen. When we were shopping for a house, okay, my wife, when I would go look at a house, and you know, we maybe couldn't look always at the same time and stuff, she'd be like, hey, I got to go to work, I found this house, I went and looked at it, I really like it. You know, what's funny is the first house we ever looked at was actually the one we ended up buying. Isn't that crazy? So we looked at a whole bunch of houses, but the first one we looked at was the one we bought. And she would only look at houses where she would say, hey, I want a place for your games. I want you to have a game room. So don't think for a second that she don't feed it. You know what I mean? No, she knows it makes me happy. She knows that's what I want. And I think it stems from having when we rented our first house, when we first started living together, when I was like 24, 25, something like that. I had a game room, and it was actually like a closet that I made a game room. I guess it was some sort of like storage closet, I guess. It had some railing in it and stuff, and I took that stuff out, and it was just this basically a big walk-in closet, I guess. Either that or it was just a supply closet. I'm not really sure, because it was kind of bigger than that. But, you know, she used to see me, and she'd come in there, and I remember there was a window that went out to the garage as well. And she'd go, hey, what are you doing? And then she'd stop in there and watch me for a second. And I'd be like, I'm just playing a game. You know, and I remember at this specific time, I was playing the first Splatoon. And she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just playing online. Just playing some Splatoon. And she's like, And she's like, are you comfortable sitting there like that? And I was like, I'm okay. Because, you know, I was kind of sitting in a small space and just playing my game. And I was like, it's fine. And she was just like, okay. And she was kind of looking around. And then I could tell, I think it was from that moment, she realized, man, that sucks. He has to sit here and sit. Like, she felt bad. You know what I mean? Like, that sucks. You have to do this. You should have a spot for your games, you know? And so, so when we went out and looked for a house, I mean, she was all about like, hey, your stuff can be right here, you know? What do you think about your stuff being downstairs, you know? You can have the whole basement. Paint it whatever color you want, do whatever you want. Basically, like, this is your whole spot. And I'm like, really? Holy cow. And that's my game room right now, dude. It's the whole basement. So I painted it. If you guys haven't seen it, I got to do a game room tour. That'd be fun to show you guys. But it's neon green. I wanted it to be loud. I wanted it to be crazy, like 90s, you know? It almost was orange. And maybe someday it will be. And I hung up Nintendo Power posters everywhere, and, you know, did all my stuff. And yeah, she loved it. You know, it still does. So don't think for a second when I joke like that she would hate it or something like that. No, she's very much about it. She very much likes it. And, you know, in that sense, again, like I've said many times on this channel, I'm very lucky for that, you know, because a lot of women are not like that. That's for sure. But yeah, very blessed. That's for sure. But anyway, I'm gonna get going. Me and Nathan are gonna go swimming. We're gonna go in that damn wave pool, ain't we?
Yeah!
We're gonna go in that wave pool. We gonna go crazy. We gonna go down some water slides.
Yeah!
And we're gonna fart in the pool right in front of everybody.
Yeah! Let's poop and pee in it!
Peace.